Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as here goes a battle between the and the Oakland Raiders. It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in week 4. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Good defense. Oh, I'm looking at it. Hey, I'm looking at Jackson the whole time, my brother. If he moves, if he go up, I go down. He go down, I go up. Man. Be a better ball than that, man. Defense. Huh? Dang. Man, fucking pull out the defense. Make them think about it. In the fourth quarter, of course. Way to make him think about it. Yeah, first, see, I don't go to these custom papers, man. First game threw me off. Yeah, custom a little bit more. This shit ain't over till the fucking let's go! That was good defense though. Hey, my brother, that was the defense out there. Oh no, come on, baby! Come on! Deuce. What kind of coach you got over there, man? Good shit, man. I did. Yeah. Oh, went through there. Bro, they took a touchdown from me, man! Come on! I'm walking right into Julio, man! He didn't give me, and I'm touching him. Defense, come on! God damn it! I threw a fucking bonehead pick, man. Yes. Nope. Gang, that's the same catch, gang. Same catch, man. Same catch, man. Good defense, shit, boy. Hey! Make them think about it. Take that.
Amazing because that drive went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. On play action, Vick. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Colts strike quickly here for 6 points. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Now McNabb. Throw left side, complete to Sharp. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. Detroit! They're going to try and throw. That's to his running back, complete. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. McNabb to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. From the gun, here's McNabb. That's complete to Sharp. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Good. Leopard. Check. Lucky. Watch him now, Barney.
2nd down, McNabb. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here's McNabb. They still can't get it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
There's nothing like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
Out of the gun, McNabb. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have the center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now it's McNabb. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Now the offense not going anywhere. They're staying out there. They've converted once already on this drive. Here they go again on fourth down. To throw, McNabb. And he finds his target. It's Sharp. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on fourth down to bring up first and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. Now Anthony Lynn, sensing the play clock running out, will call for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's third and goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
McNabb. Flush to his right. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Devin Funchess, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
This one fielded at the 5. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds.
Well, that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10. Off the play fake, Vick. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. He got 29 yards that time. So first and 10 now from the 30. Vick operating on first down. Flushed out right. He gets this one to Johnson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or two.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down.
That's a nice run, a nice game that has to have them feeling pretty good about themselves as we head to the 2-minute warning. He
may try and run for this. 3 yards on the keeper, and it's 4th down. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. They run. It's Johnson. And he takes it in for a Colts score. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Colts have broken our tie as they take the lead. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. The first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts us down to a 3rd and about 5. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Play action now, Vick. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Colts add on to their lead. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next year?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Now a handoff. Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Escaping the pressure right. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
On first down, it's McNabb. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Chidobe Awuzie there to make the play in coverage.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Lucky 56. Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete to Scott. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
All right, now, lucky 56.
On 1st and 10, McNabb. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. 9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. So here's Vick following the interception. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Now it's Wilson. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. a lot of them script to start the second half too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Mike 8! Detroit!
To throw on second, McNabb. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not all.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A big play there. 55 yards. And the Colts add on to their lead. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Now it's Wilson. Spinning past him. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. 23 yards on the play. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On second down, here's Fournette. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. He'll drop to throw.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. Fournette, a first down carry. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. The Raiders on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Now let's go.
They'll look to throw. That is caught by Sharp for an Oakland touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Raiders get a score closer. And Charles, the defender, was there. He just didn't get it.
Sometimes these plays turn into basketball in a sense, with 2 guys going up for the football. Which guy's going to box the other away from it and grab it?
Yeah, I know you hear it a lot, but it's just the will to get it, right?
Oh, without a doubt. The will, as well as some really nice touch on the ball that was thrown.
And some talent, too. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last
true.
time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Vic to throw it. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Vic goes play action. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness.
That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Steps away to his left. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Now he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. DJ Chark, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. So out come the Raiders. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Dumps it off to Fournette. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now a 1st down throw. McNabb buying time to his left. Going right side here, and that's complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
everyone has their strengths, able to move to their right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on.
Now, loose football. The ball comes out, and the Colts pick it up.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Vick now after the fumble recovery. Underneath for Johnson. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. 79 yards. And the Colts just continue to pour it on. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead will swell by one more. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Now it's Wilson. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Second down, McNabb. Forced out to his left. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 4. From the gun, here's McNabb. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Gun!
Out of the gun, McNabb. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Rashard Matthews the intended target, and it'll bring up third down.
Gun!
Now it's McNabb. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now McNabb. And this is incomplete. The Raiders try it on fourth down, but to no avail. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. They go play action here on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Past the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 44 yards. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball.
And got his man complete. A big play that time for the Raiders. An even 50 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Here's McNabb, and he will find his man on the outside. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 23 yards on the play. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's kept the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. To throw, McNabb toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Chidobe Awuzie there to make the play in coverage.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job. Way to knock it down.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. McNabb to throw. That is going to be caught by Sharp for a Raider touchdown. In for the score. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points. But he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that... You know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. On 2nd down, Vick again. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair. Because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too.
Hey, 5-3. Late. Stop.
Vick operating on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. Give him 30 yards there. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Play action now, Vick. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd down. Off the play fake, Vick. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
4th down, Vick. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is
but
one of our guys.
She's singing, too.
Oh, she's at least...
She's on, like, the 5th tune at this point.
She left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Lucky 56. Gone.
On 1st down, it's McNabb. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
McNabb eluding the pressure right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense?
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple.
Gone!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him, and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now back to throw. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. To throw on 2nd, McNabb. Throw left side, complete to Scott. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone!
On 1st and 10, McNabb. Now a desperation throw deep down. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Despite the late lead, Vic's going to throw. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Gonzalez to add the PAT. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 33. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. Might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because
he's got a man complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket, because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
He'll look to throw. And for a right side here, complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. This will be caught inside the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Give him 30 yards there.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So for Indianapolis, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for Oakland, they're going to fall to 3-1 as they suffer their first loss. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Ooh.